It's Avocado Allie here. This is Allie Cody. I am a certified holistic nutritionist, a certified fitness instructor, the founder and CEO of Avocado Allie, where we focus on healing through food and through faith. Today we are going to talk about how stressing about food can make you sick. But before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe below and ring the bell. That way, every Friday, you will be the first to know when a new episode drops in. Let's get right to it. I am going to share my screen. I actually have 7 ways that stressing over food can make you sick. Number 1, just stress alone can end up resulting in all of these, and it definitely comes to play with stressing about food. Let me back up for a second, because before I get into this, I just want to share with you a quick story. I ran into an acquaintance of mine I had not seen for a couple of years, and she is now a nutritionist as well. Now she is repping a product, and she's a very lovely person, and we started to talk. And then she started going on and on about how our food supply is horrible. Now, she's right. I mean, there are just some awful things. But then she even went into, even the organic produce. Like, basically, I was so depressed after talking to her. And I've been on different Facebook communities where the focus is nutrition. And it's just this legalistic, religious, and depressing community. And so I've had to get out of those because it's all about being positive. None of us are trying to be perfect. We're trying to do the best that we can. And my friend who is repping the product, my issue with that is if her nutrients and her product did not come from whole foods, which are, in her words, horrible for you, then where do they come from? Then they must have been man-made. So there's just not a win-win here. I mean, we really have to focus on the foods that are best for us, the foods that are coming to us from God's pharmacy, not from a man-made plant. And bottom line, that's like the basis of what I work with my clients, so they can maximize those nutrients, minimize those toxins, get to the right nutrient balance. There's kind of a science to it, but that's my heavy lifting. So anyway, I just want to get that off my chest, but it should not be stressful. I mean, let's be positive and not gloom and doom. But you know what? The gloom and doom works because then you buy the product. But I'm not here to sell you a product. Let's talk about stress in general and stressing over food. It can cause skin issues, hives, rashes, acne, just stress alone. So maybe you have a stressful job. Maybe you're stressing over food. Maybe you're stressing over your weight. It can cause these issues. It can cause weight fluctuations. It can cause headaches, just the stress alone. We need to also work to lift each other up and not be negative. If you have a negative comment, keep it to yourself and try to turn it into something positive, or say nothing at all. You know that we can be our own worst enemy, but I see a lot, especially on social media, that we are also being negative to other people as well. And we can't do that. We have to lift each other up. No one is perfect. Digestive issues. Oh, this was me. I had a spastic colon growing up. Every time I got worried about something. And this can happen when you're worried about what to eat. This can happen with your job. This can happen with family issues. And it definitely can happen when there's tragedy in your life. And so we do want to try to remove as much stress as we can. And stressing over food is the same thing. And what we want to do is get to a situation where we are not having to be confused about food, what is and isn't good for us, and get the right balance for our life. It weakens our immune system. when we are filled with stress, making you susceptible not only to colds, the flu, pneumonia, chronic illness, allergies. It is that weakened immune system that can really cause a lot of issues. Brain fog. Most people that I talk to on their initial complimentary call with me tell me they have this brain fog. It's hard for them to focus on what they need to do. And many times, of course, women and men, we have a million things up in the air, right? And we can't even focus and prioritize on what we need to do first. So getting that clarity of mind is huge, and figuring out what we need to eat, but not stressing over it, is key. And what do? When we're stressed out over food, then I can't do it. Because you can't be perfect. No one can. I advise my clients to find a couple vices, to know what they are, to have them at strategic times, to let their body flush out in between, because we're not perfect. But we need to be selective with those toxins, and we don't want to just throw a towel in the air and just reach for that donut. Unless that's one of your vices, but I hope it's not. If it is, I'll work with you. But self-sabotage, when we're trying to be perfect, 9 times out of 10, by the end of most days, this is what we're doing. Tell me when the sun goes down, that you don't begin self-sabotaging. Most of us do. Most women I speak to. So what are the answers? The 4 steps to stop stressing over food. Get a support system. Have someone in your corner that will lift you up and that will guide you. Find a holistic nutritionist that will help you find your perfect nutrition plan for you and be there to work with you as life changes and things fluctuate, and help you with those decisions. Please do not count on someone who is also selling you a supplement, because the need for that supplement, their advice that you need that supplement, is biased. And I'm not saying you don't need supplements from time to time, but find someone who can be unbiased in those recommendations. Create a plan. So get support, work with someone where you can really create a plan, because doesn't the stress go away when you have a plan? When you're too busy at work, or maybe too busy work and life, you can't fit it all in, you got the family, but when you write it out and you figure out your game plan, it's like putting all these mismatched pieces of a puzzle. When they are all separated, it's stressful. If that was your life, if that is our life sometimes, it's stressful. But once you figure out how to make each piece fit, even if you have 1 or 2 that you haven't quite figured out, you have to trust. You have to trust that God will show you the way. But if we can get that puzzle 90% complete, we can give you a game plan, then it's easy to trust and get to that last 10%. So create that plan and you won't have stress. Log your food. Create your plan, log your food. Know that you're not perfect. If you do make mistakes along the way, let it propel you forward. I work with my clients to eat to heal, and when they fall off track, they end up feeling like they used to feel, and that propels them forward. And most importantly, I want you to track your success and celebrate. Even minor success and progression needs to be celebrated. I hope that this was a blessing to you. Go easy on yourself, lift others up, find someone in your corner to support you, lift you up, to create a plan for you, to hold you accountable by having you track your food, and who will celebrate with you. I will see you guys next week. I don't know what we're talking about yet. I'm going to let life and the good Lord reveal that to me, and I will be back next Friday. Be blessed and have a great day.